So here we are the next day after we got the dogs back from the vets. Pen's been busy all morning doing the pipes, just trying to improve our temporary dog cage. I do feel sorry for the dogs. They're not used to being chained up like this. They're normally free to roam wherever they like, you know, all around the farm. So they're not used to being chained up, and they're not used to these cones, so they're a bit stressed out. But hopefully they'll be all right. The vet says 7 days for the cones. Still happy with the truck wheels. We did an 1.5-hour drive last night to pick the dogs up. Yeah, they are a bit noisy once you get above 60 kilometers an hour, 70 kilometers an hour, but I don't get up that much. There are a few more bits to do on the car. I do want like a big metal bumper on the front and the back. I've got to say that Pen's done really well in managing this car. In England she had a smart car, which is like tiny, and then a 1 litre Suzuki, which is tiny. So when we bought this big 5-metre truck, I was a bit worried that she would have trouble. We have had a couple of little bumps, little small bumps, a couple of scratches. One little one on the back here. So a couple of small bits, but not too bad. I think we'll tidy those up and then put some metal bumpers perhaps to stop that happening again. So I'm thinking about some front mud guards as well to stop the mud, to match with the rear ones here. Guess we'll have to see what they got in this shop. So we're watering the trees today. They're getting there 10 minutes each or whatever. So you can see how far down the water level has gone now from where we were. Absolutely millions of tadpoles in there. I wonder whether the fish eat them or not. It might sound silly, but I wonder if that's a problem. Like flood water leads to millions of frogs, leads to millions of tadpoles, leads to more frogs, leads to snakes. I wonder if we should do something about these tadpoles. I'm not exaggerating about the number of frogs. I couldn't see them, but I could hear them. I got a video I took in the night time where you can hear the frogs. Can you hear that? Because there's water everywhere. The frogs think they're taking over the world. It's so loud. It's like millions of frogs. Bang, bang, bang. Bedtime, bedtime. We'll see what happens with that, I guess. This section of the farm over here has got our larger trees in. These ones in here are about 2 years old now. Takes 5 years for them to fruit, or thereabouts. I think this here is currently our tallest tree. In terms of height, I would estimate 2.5 meters, 2.8 meters maybe. It's also got quite a thick trunk. I can't quite get my hand around it. But for contrast, this one here is the same age as that big one over there. And this one is not as tall as me. I would estimate, if he was standing up straight, this one is 1.8 meters. So it's a meter difference. And the trunk, I can easily get my hand around that. So there's a lot of natural variation between the trees. Some just seem to thrive and do fantastic, and other ones seem to struggle. It's quite cloudy today, but it's still warm and I'm starting to get thirsty. I see these big red dragonflies quite a lot. They're about 3 inches long. I was going to try and take a selfie with it, but it flew off. See Pen's still working hard over there. She's been at it for about 4 hours. I was sitting down making a YouTube video. She's making me feel a bit lazy. So let's have a quick walk down the back of the farm here. So these trees in this section are all almost 18 months. In this section, I'm not sure what the biggest tree is, so I may as well have a quick look for that now and show me and show you. There's one or two in the middle there looking quite tall. I think this place is going to be really great in the future. I have a really nice orchard here, big trees, lots of durian to eat. It's going to be cool. I think this one here has got to be the pick of the bunch. So height wise, it's about as tall as me. It's 1.8. And it's also got quite a nice thick trunk. Lots of healthy looking leaves. Anyways, better get back to reality down there. Any more of this and I'm going to be jumping in the car and driving off to Suratani on a durian hunt. I'm not sure for you guys watching this if it's interesting when I talk about the trees or not. I can talk about them more. If you want to see more trees or less trees, maybe let me know in the comments. So even now, I don't think this farm looks too bad. It's a bit building sitey in places and a bit messy in some places. But that's up to us to fix all that. And in about 5 years' time, I reckon this place is just going to be amazing. Whoa, that is a nice looking truck. Pen reckons it looks good too, not just me. How's the cage coming along, Pen?
Done. Look,
Sorted.
I'm at the door. Then at night time we have to just like tie them up a bit, but it's okay.
So we got a door now.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. You've been working hard.
Yeah, so that you hold it in daytime. It's not only temporary, like
It's good now. This is the part of the day it starts to get too warm for them to play up too much. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. We got the fan on for them as well. Gorgie's a fan lover. I gotta say, I was worried getting a husky in Thailand. I thought maybe it'd be too hot, like too much fur, but apparently they're okay. From what I've seen so far, Gorgie's energy levels are no different to Bung Bung's energy levels. So yeah, it's just a boring one today. It's going to be a bit of a slow week, I think. We can't go too far because we've got to take care of the dogs this week. Have we got to go out for anything today?
No.
We've got dinner?
Yeah, we have dinner and pizza.
Alright. Watering's finished for today. Still some mist on the mountains. When the bungalow's done, I think I'm going to get a telescope so I can like look at the mountains. I asked this old woman that lives around here what's up in the mountains. She just went, Ling, monkeys. So we got 400 meters between monkeys and me. 400 meters. No, but seriously though, if the monkeys leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. That's the rules. Pen wants a pet monkey. She had one when she was a kid. She's been going on about it for a while, a few years. I want a monkey, I want a monkey. Like, it's trouble, you know what I mean? They're trouble. You think they'll be all nice and cute, but I think they're like much harder than a dog. Pen, I was just saying you want a pet monkey on the video.
Yeah, I do.
It's trouble, you know.
I know, I don't know, it's cute. I like them.
It's all cute till it's swinging from the ceiling and throwing poo at you. So the cage is all finished for them later. We'll leave them down here in the daytime and we're going to keep them up there in the night time. It's pretty much it for the work today. All the watering's done. Pen's finished all her stuff, we're just tidying up. The only job left to do is switch this on to replenish the water in the pond. We're going to wait for the peak of the midday sun to pass before we do that, so we don't lose too much water through evaporation. So the rest of the day is going to be pretty chilled out. Sit down, drink iced coffees, we'll take care of the dogs. And we'll get up there, get the big fan on and do a YouTube video. Ice buckets.
He's sleepy. He's sleepy, so I am not. He's just like, yeah. That's so cool. Can you help yourself?
Go and help yourself, lazy mutt. Yeah. Bung Bung doesn't usually want any, but You never know. It's always a first time. Yummy. Hey? Yummy, 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 yummy. Yeah, Gorgie can't get enough. Look at the state of him. Absolute state. It's going to be me in a minute. It's biting it as well. Pen and Peachy have been cutting down these fronds of this palm tree here. They've been climbing up this stool. So that's why I don't have it on video, because if I'd have caught them up the stool, I would have told them off. So they did it in secret. I wondered what all the banging was about, but I was too lazy to get up and have a look. Good exercise, Pen. It's good to keep them working. It keeps them out of trouble, you know. Oh, it's just started to piss it down. Typical. 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 Bloody hell. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good boy. All right, Gorgie. Good boy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.